Hey everyone, finished watching the next episode of Jungle Fury, Path of the Rhino. A mysterious young man comes to Jungle Karma pretending to be an inspector. He smashes a tomato that splatters all over Casey. RJ comes in and happily introduces him. He's Dominic, a student from the Paishwa Academy. Casey is understandably suspicious of him. At Aishi's temple, Grisaka orders out a new monster. In private, Grisaka tells Carnosaur Angelica about new monsters he's summoning, the Phantom Beasts. Back at Jungle Karma, Dominic talks to Fran and they bond over a shared love of books. RJ tells Theo and Lily about Dominic. He was almost chosen by Master Mao to be a protector, but was sent away to explore the world instead. Mao thought Dominic may find his own calling elsewhere. The new Rinshi monster attacks. Casey finds his solar morpher accidentally fell in the garbage next to Dominic. He grabs them and runs to join the others, and Dominic follows. He sees the Rangers being overwhelmed and jumps in to help. The monster pushes a car at Dominic, but he jumps out of the way. But the car is now heading towards a civilian. Casey jumps in to rescue them. Casey makes it no secret he doesn't appreciate Dominic being there. At Jungle Karma, Dominic asks RJ to be part of the team. The Rangers aren't sure about him, but RJ wants to give him a chance. RJ says the choice has to be unanimous. Dominic decides to impress the others by being a good worker at the pizza shop. He mixes up pepper with hot chili pepper, which everyone in the entire building loads their food with for some reason. Who puts pepper on pizza? Geez, this episode's problem is already glaringly obvious. It's written like a cartoon. All this nonsense would fit in a wacky kids cartoon, but this is live action. Power Rangers has done cartoony stuff before, but the tone is usually fitting. Here, all this cartoony stuff is treated as normal. Later, Dominic gives Theo and Lily tips on their weapons. He gets grease from the food he was eating on the weapons, and they fly out of their hands. I'm starting to think Master Mao sent Dominic away because he's a buffoon. Out in the forest somewhere, Daishi finds a weird tree. Okay, back to the Rangers. Dominic plans to leave. RJ tries to convince him to stay, but he leaves anyway. Fran guilts the Rangers, saying they didn't give him a chance. I mean, yeah, the Rangers were unfairly standoffish about him joining the team, but it's not like he didn't make some very stupid choices himself to make them think that way. Fran accompanies Casey on a delivery so that she's there to find Dominic and talk to him about not giving up on finding his purpose. A falling sign almost crushes Fran, but Dominic summons his Rhino spirit to turn his hand into a horn and slash through it. Casey sees and immediately accepts him onto the team. Dominic and Casey join the team in action. RJ hands Dominic a tiny bracelet. Turns out that's his morpher. Kinda underwhelming. He presses a button and it turns into a big thingamo-what's-it. It reminds me of that spring hammer 4Kids replaced a guy's gun with on One Piece at one time. Anyway, Dominic morphs into the White Rhino Ranger. He defeats the monster, and I guess Grisaka doesn't care enough to revive it. Okay. Daishi, meanwhile, is stopped by a force field, so he can't reach that tree. This episode's okay. I'm still not impressed by pretty much anything in Jungle Fury so far, aside from the extensive fight scene choreography. Dominic isn't introduced very well. He just pops in out of nowhere, no setup or foreshadowing. Shouldn't his appearance have some connection with the Rhino Nexus? Wouldn't that be so much smoother a reason for him being here? How about Daishi reaches the Rhino Nexus and does something to it? What he does affects Dominic's Rhino spirit, and he comes to RJ for help. If his cartoonish bumbling around absolutely had to be there, make this episode a funny one. Make him a more outwardly goofy character. As it is, he's just friggin' weird. Props to his actor. Dominic as a character seems unlikable, but he has a good-natured charisma about him that keeps him from appearing obnoxious. I'm not sure what the story is with his morpher. I think his morpher should have been with him the whole time, like it was something Master Mao gave him. Mao would have told him he'd just know when he needed it. RJ having it is just weird. Did he find it, build it, get it from whoever made the solar morphers? Why doesn't Dominic get a solar morpher? His ranger form is pretty cool. It's very unique with white and orange. The monster of this episode's name is Crocodile. He shares his name with a monster from in space. Crocodile was voiced by Paul Norrell, who previously played Birdie in SPD and extras in some other Disney seasons. He has some interesting credits to his name. He was Falafel, a recurring gag character in Hercules and Xena, and is best known as the King of the Dead in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. The other new character here, Dominic, was played by Nikolai Nikolaev. He was in 2 episodes of Round the Twist, so he joins Gareth Ewan and actors who appeared there before being on Power Rangers. He had several major TV roles before and after Power Rangers, including a villain in the Daredevil show. He's still acting today. Here's where I want to talk about something some may find uncomfortable. With Dominic's introduction, we've now been introduced to every ranger of Jungle Fury. The Paishwa Masters don't have ranger forms yet, but we've met them. Aside from Theo, the entire cast is white. Even the side characters, Fran, and the two face villains, Daishi and Camille, even the three dead Paishwa Masters, Mao is the only non-white recurring character, extremely unusual, especially for Power Rangers, which so often strives for diversity. It was probably unintentional, though I feel it's also a sign of how little thought or planning was put into this season. So that's it for this one, hope you enjoyed it. See ya.
The Pirate Skeleton.
The Baron's Demise.
I always have a book with me.
The Baron's Demise.